We continue to follow breaking news tonight from downtown Austin. A large pro-Palestine protest on the UT campus that resulted in multiple arrests today has moved to the Travis County Jail.
Now, this is what it looked like on the South Mall at UT earlier today as those protesters clashed with police and DPS troopers. An attorney representing some of the protesters now telling KVUE at least 50 people were arrested today. Those demonstrators are calling for an end to the war in Gaza and for UT to cut financial ties with Israel.
Tonight, the group that organized today's event is outside the Travis County Jail, demanding the release of those who were detained. KVUE's Kelsey Sanchez is live outside the jail tonight with the latest. Kelsey, what are you seeing out there?
Quita, Brian, I'm not sure if you can hear the chants behind me, but this group here is passionate. They are chanting, and it really is a waiting game for them, but they are here, remained outside the Travis County Jail, waiting for those who got arrested today to be released. And as you just stated, I did talk to that attorney who told me about 54 of those protesters were arrested. And while they may not get out till morning, this group says that they will remain here until they do. Now, the crowd started gathering here outside the Travis County Jail around 7, and since then, loved ones, community members, and attorneys have made their way here to the jail. Now, earlier in the day, chaos erupted at UT Austin's campus in what was supposed to be a peaceful pro-Palestine protest amid the Israel-Hamas war. This protest, organized by the Palestine Solidarity Committee, who have been in charge of the protests we've seen over the last few months. Now, law enforcement did ask those students to disperse as soon as the protest started. DPS troopers and APD officers were out in full force, leading to those arrests. Now, those who came out in support say what unfolded today violates their First Amendment rights.
If you can't be heard to your government, people take to the streets. And if in the streets you are arrested for criticizing the government, I think we have to ask a question about, do we as people have a right in this country to express our discontent?
Now, again, we're here outside the Travis County Jail where those chants continue. This group is here. They brought in food, and it has been peaceful so far. There hasn't been any DPS troopers or APD officers here, so we will remain here until then. I am live outside the Travis County Jail. Back to you guys.
It's Kelsey Sanchez reporting. Kelsey, thank you for that. Now, protest organizers said before today's protest started that UT officials told them they were not permitted to hold their walkout event on campus.
But clearly they gathered anyway. And here's what some students told us earlier about why they thought it was important to demonstrate.
We're currently in a situation where we're facing a horrifying genocide in Gaza. And we are saying that as students, we're not okay with that. We're not okay with our tuition, our money going towards genocide.
Frankly, it's been a while coming. There's been several protests on campus before. A lot of it comes from the goals of divestment, and the UT has been very quiet, especially after there have been attacks on Palestinian students. There's been emails from the university, announcing support for Israel as well, but it's been largely silent for a lot of the Palestinian students.
It's crazy because all these giant men are standing in front of me with guns and batons and weapons, and I have nothing. I'm just shouting. I'm just speaking.
What was this about for you?
Justice, peace. I mean, there's children dying, and the fact that we're funding it is inexcusable, and it needs to end.
There was also a group of Jewish UT students at today's events protesting in support of Israel.
I've had people tell me to go back to Europe and spit at me here. I had somebody tell me that you people always do this, like pretty blatant anti-Semitism. I think here you can have a positive dialogue with people. You can communicate with people. I talk to people who I disagree with all the time. I have friends at the law school who are on the other side of this protest, and I respect their right to free speech. I only ask that they do the same for me.
Now, in response to today's demonstrations, UT President Jay Hartzell issued the following response, saying in part, quote, "Today our university held firm, enforcing our rules while protecting the constitutional right to free speech. Peaceful protests within our rules are acceptable. Breaking our rules and policies and disrupting others' ability to learn are not allowed." It goes on to say, quote, "Our rules matter and they will be enforced. Our university will not be occupied," end quote.